Hey, listen up. We got another episode of Wise Kracks, featuring the crack man himself, Bill Krackomberger, and our co-host, John Orlando, straight from Las Vegas. Wise Kracks is your ticket inside the world of sports betting, with tips, picks, special guests, and more. Only on WSN.com.
My light's on, which means the show is about to start. This is the third start of this particular show because Travis messed it up both times.
All right. All good,
it's
good.
It's just me and you today in the studio, and I like this, Bill. I like when it's just me and you.
I got to tell you, I love having guests. I love Bernie popped in last week, but I like having you and I with just spontaneous kind of stuff that we just wrote up.
It's more rapid fire.
Literally get into rapid fire.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to talk about. Let's just get into it with the NFL. Big favorites, mostly cash this past weekend. The Jags upset the Ravens, and after 94% of the public took the Ravens' money line, does a big weekend of favorites winning mean that people will try teasers this week?
I was talking to the head of risk at MGM, and he's the head of the BetMGM app, everything.
Right.
He said, that was their biggest game by far. And I was like, what? He said, this is before the game. He said, yeah, we need Jacksonville. We need Jacksonville to cover the game, but we really need them to win the game. I mean,
wow.
God blesses the bookmaker. God looks after the bookmaker.
How is that?
No, it's true. I mean, I had some old timers tell me that, and they're right. God just looks after and blesses the bookmaker. I mean, they shouldn't even have won the game. I mean, it's ridiculous how they won. Right. I shouldn't say that. I didn't watch the game. I just seen some highlights. So
I've been watching the games every Sunday over at Resorts World in that little sports book.
Why do you go there? What's the reason? Just you have friends there?
It's hard to find a good place to watch games.
It's tough to watch games
where it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah,
it's $25 a head.
If people don't know that, what's going on in America here? Since these new companies took over.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that till then. Is it a coincidence? Possibly. But listen, you go into one of the sports books, they're going to charge you $50 just to sit down. And by the way, drinks are 15 a rattle or whatever.
Right.
Literally. And if you go to one of the bigger sports books, even I noticed if you want to sit up front or in the certain sections,
$500 or more.
It could be literally.
Yeah.
They charge you for a couch. Like $1,000
or Circa's expensive.
Circa
will give you,
I think, but it comes with that much in food or whatever,
right?
Drinks.
Circa does have reasonable seating. You just have to get there so early to claim it.
But don't you pay for that, don't you?
You do pay for that.
Yeah.
It's a food and beverage minimum.
Okay.
So at least you're not just paying for the seat.
So when you pay for the seat, the money goes towards the food, the beverage.
Yeah, but it's hard.
That's better than some other places,
right? But at resorts where I go, it's $25 minimum food and beverage.
Great.
So it's easy to hit.
And you're sitting down
We're sitting down. We're right in front. I have the same table every week. Come.
Do you? I do a show. I do another show.
Right. Okay.
But do you have? A matter of fact, I'm flying.
We have the same exact table every Sunday.
This weekend they have me flying to Biloxi.
I like Biloxi.
Yeah. So I'm going to go there just for 48 hours and come back. But so you have a table.
Yeah.
And there's how many of you guys? Or girl?
It's usually just four of us. No, she's asleep.
Oh.
It's usually just me, my buddy Gio, a couple other guys.
Oh, all right.
It's usually four of us.
Nice.
But the table could hold 8.
That's nice.
And you only pay for who shows up.
Okay.
So that's good too. You don't get stuck with the whole thing.
I'll show up one of these Sundays.
Yeah, it's
because
good.
my show ends at 1.
It's good.
Or 10. You guys are there all day though, normally?
We usually leave after the morning games.
After the morning games.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Or we stay for a little bit of the.
But most people at home don't know that. How expensive it is.
Yeah, if you want to
even in Jersey,
in a sports book, it's
even
expensive.
in Jersey, they're charging ridiculous amounts of money to sit down and watch the game in the sports book. And then you got to deal with all the people screaming and yelling. You got to deal with. There's so many different things you have to deal with. Some of the books, most of them have stopped smoking at least. So there's no smoking, but it's tough. I'd rather just sit home with that red zone. Is it called red zone?
Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah,
red zone's the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Most Week 13 games are going to be competitive matchups, but the question is, will stars like Stafford and Rodgers play the rest of the year?
Yeah, if you watched the games last week, you seen Rodgers was Jordan Love came in. I thought he did a great job. He actually covered the game for the people that bet the game were like, oh no, Rodgers is going out. I'll tell you what, Love did a great job. Came in, and he's the future of the franchise. So I probably don't think Rodgers will play the whole game. If he did say he was playing, but it's more like an ego thing with him that he has to play. Stafford's not playing probably. He
No,
might be done for
I
the
don't think
season.
so.
Yeah.
Some good matchups this weekend. Bengals and Chiefs. Titans and Eagles, Dolphins and Niners. Bengals and Chiefs could be a spoiler. I feel the Bengals are tough.
The Bengals are improved. They have a good schedule too.
Yeah,
I think after this game, they could really shine. The Chiefs, you don't know what you get with them.
Right.
That he doesn't like covering Mahomes.
Right.
If you're betting sides.
I actually thought the Packers were going to beat them last week, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, that was 2 weeks ago, right?
Or two, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, though, there's another game in here that's listed here. I think Robert wrote this in, or Matt, one of the two. Titans-Eagles.
Yeah.
Might be a better game than people think.
Yeah?
Yes. Let's see. The line was 5.5. Let's see if it's still 5.5. But, yeah, no, I think it's going to be a tighter. I don't like to bet a lot of sides, but I think that's going to be my side this week.
Really?
That I'm going to be, that I'm going to be talking about is that betting a few bucks, nothing crazy. I'll bet a lot more on a total or something.
Could you feel the Eagles could be fraudulent a little bit?
Yeah, I not fraudulent. That's a strong word.
Okay.
But yet then again, hold on. I just looked at one of the sports books. It's right in front of me. There it is. So what do you think the Eagles are season wins? I mean, 14.5. That just sounds like way too much.
I think that's way too much.
I mean, they're the most in football. I think they have more losses in them. So this weekend could be one of them. So who knows? Let's see what they got left. I just want to see what they have.
What's the money line on the Titans?
Probably not too much. Plus 2 to 1 or something. Let's see, money line a little bit less than that.
I think it should be higher. No.
Well, no, that's not going to be higher. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, game. My screen is acting up. Yeah, the line. Wow, the line's still 5.5 minus 14. That's interesting. Yeah, plus 2 to 1, plus 2, plus 200, plus 205. It could be a good spot for them. They're in Philly though, tough place to play. But then again, someone beat them at home. Someone beat them. Let's look here. Yeah. It was. Of course, it was the Commanders.
Right.
The Commanders. Washington came into Philadelphia.
Yep.
A double-digit dog, and
I picked them
and won that game.
I picked them and still lost parlay.
Wow.
So bad.
Then the Eagles snuck by.
I had
the
a
Colts.
$10 parlay that would have returned $1,300, and I couldn't hit it. I was 4 out of 5.
Oh man. That's one game away from a nice one.
Yeah.
But see, if you would bet all those games straight,
I know.
You would have a nice profit. Let's say you bet $100 on all those games. So you win 4, lose 1, you win 400, lose 110. You're winning $290.
I'm like a $10 guy now.
Instead of well, I'm just saying instead of maybe
I got you.
$100 parlay.
Yeah.
But then again, the outlay's more. So
right.
You probably have to go.
Right. That's the thing.
You have to go to the loan shop.
Right. Put on my tab.
So by the way, Eagles last week, guys. Eagles played the Packers, and you see what happened at the end. They got a backdoor cover. Honestly, the Packers were in the whole game. So,
they were.
You really shouldn't have lost that game. There were 6.5s everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I meant. I didn't mean the Chiefs earlier. I'm sorry.
No, but
I meant the Packers. I thought they were going to win.
I thought you did because I actually went back and said, was that a couple weeks ago? You know what? It was in preseason that they.
No,
they
I meant the Packers beating the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
I felt like that. You said, they were in it.
They were in the game. Listen,
I thought Aaron Rodgers steps up that game.
The Eagles just slipped past the Colts, who are terrible.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make it. Listen, they have Titans this week. Going to be a tougher game than people think. They have the Giants in New York. Giants are slipping lately, but they're still the division rival there. The Bears they should beat. Then they go to Dallas, and they're an underdog in that game.
They're getting spanked in
Dallas.
They're
an underdog in that game.
Tell me you're on that one.
It's too early. It's not till Christmas Eve. And then
but you could do that future thing you do.
You could. They're a 1.5 point favorite right now. I'm going to see if that went up since last week when Bernie was here. Eagles play the Saints, which they should beat. The Saints are terrible. And the Giants, they play the Giants again. So, we'll
Dolphins and Niners. I feel Dolphins can beat the Niners. Yeah. I'm on the Miami train a little bit. No,
are you one of those guys that get on the train after way left?
I liked them early on. I liked them early on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm a fan, but I just I like the all season the Dolphins and the Jets.
Well, this game this week, Wilson. This is a big game for Miami. is a big game.
Yeah.
But San Fran is like the talk of all the sharp guys. Everyone's on the San Fran train. So let's see if Miami can penetrate that this week after coming off a 30-15 win over the Texans.
All right, let me throw something crazy out at you right now, okay? The Browns, stay with me. The Browns have a 7% probability of making the playoffs, but with Watson allowed back this week, is it possible for them to make the playoffs? The odds at DraftKings for the Browns to make it to the playoffs are plus 850. Any action for you there, Crack?
No.
No? Browns win out?
No. I mean, they are a 7-point favorite on the road this week, but they're playing the Texans, and I wouldn't be looking to lay that points on the road, to be honest with you.
Right.
But yeah, no, they're 4-7. I mean, they'd have to go on a ridiculous run, and this quarterback's coming in. I know he hasn't played in a couple of years, literally. And, he's not the almighty saving grace. I'm sure he'll be ready, though. He had a lot of time to practice, to stay in shape and stuff. So, listen, we're going to see what's going to happen here at Watson. We'll see what happens.
But, like, a guy like yourself doesn't, when you see plus 850, you don't just, like, $100 just for fun.
Actually,
$100?
all of those type of lines, the plus 850s, the plus 10-1s, the plus 20-1s, the other side of that is normally the right line. Because the bookmaker knows no one's laying 20-1 on something and laying $2,000 to win $100. They're taking back.
This is free money for them.
They're taking back the plus 12-1.
Right.
So that's the side they're betting. So they can make the 12-1, 10-1, and people will still bet it.
I got you.
No one. The opposite side of that is
because you're not getting what the real line should be.
Let me tell you, when the playoffs start here, and you'll see, will a certain player score a touchdown or really won't? The no is good value on almost all of them.
Really?
Betting no touchdown for this guy, no touchdown for that guy, no touchdown for this guy.
Because there's only so many people going to score touchdowns.
It's really a pretty good bet.
Huh.
But not vanilla across the board.
Right.
But I'm not betting the other side.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about this. I hate to hate on somebody, and I thought he was going to do so much better this year. Russell Wilson is a disaster in Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
He's a fraud. No. Listen,
But what do they do? They're paying him $200+ million. What do you do?
I know. You know what? I got to tell you, this is something that I don't know if this guy I'm sorry, I lost the coach of the for some reason in my mind.
For the Broncos?
Yeah. No. For Seattle. Great college.
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll. So Pete.
I love that I got that right. The only coach I can name.
Oh, really? Good job.
Is Pete Carroll. I can't even tell you who coaches the Cowboys. How about that?
Yeah. Did Pete know something? I mean, the coach
must have, right?
A coach of that stature has a big say.
Yeah.
With the GM and the organization and the owner. So did he know something? I don't know, but I mean, what a move! And now Pete Carroll talked about for one of the Coach of the Year awards. But I mean, he's 10-1. But I mean, still, what he's done with that squad. Without Wilson.
Because a lot of people would have said, you're crazy getting rid of Russell Wilson.
Oh, God.
Crazy.
A lot. Most.
Right.
Most.
This was a big win for Denver in the offseason.
Yeah. I mean,
and
Seattle, here we are 11 weeks in, and Seattle has a winning record, and, with their star, supposedly, quote-unquote, quarterback.
Russell Wilson doesn't even run anymore. I hardly see him run. It's weird. It's like a totally different guy out there.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it is that. But no, he's on the road, too. But maybe it is living in that mile-high area. I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to a big win for the U.S. in the World Cup over Iran.
Giant win.
The amount wagered on U.S. versus England World Cup game at Caesars Sportsbook was comparable to high-end NBA or college football game.
Giant win for people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the sportsbooks didn't even make it they knew that people are betting USA over Iran.
Sure.
They
I can't get into it, though. Do you watch?
No, I didn't watch a single
get into
game.
Soccer.
I didn't watch this game, but people were cheering in the sports book.
Yeah, I heard people erupting.
People were betting USA. This was a big bet. A lot of the casinos got hurt betting, with USA money. So I know a lot of them. But it says comparable to a high-end NBA or a college football game. So it wasn't like an NFL side, I guess, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be even more action. but I know 95% was on USA.
Yeah. Okay, so there was some big upsets in MMA last week. We talked about this wasn't UFC. This is for the PFL. Kayla Harrison, she was minus 580, and she lost to Larissa Pacheco, who was plus 440. We didn't really give out a pick for it or anything.
But you wouldn't have been taking her.
No, I wouldn't have. And I like taking big dogs.
Do you know who she is?
Kayla
Pacheco?
Harrison? Yeah, I've heard of her. Yeah.
And what's that mean?
Matter of fact, that was their. I want to say they'd fought before, so
really?
like there was no reason to think.
Why does she win $1 million?
So PFL has a thing where like they have a tournament where different fighters, different weight classes win $1 million. That's the prize. That's kind of the cool.
So
that is the cool thing about
Kayla
PFL.
Harrison would have got the $1 million instead?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were fighting for $1 million.
Yeah.
See how people see what the human condition is. The human makeup? How you can get. I mean, that's amazing.
That was the third time they fought. Robert just put in the chat. So wow. You know, you would not think that was the case. There's a big UFC card this weekend. It's not even a pay-per-view. It's a free fight. And it's a good card. I'm just gonna pull up some guys. It's Kevin Holland is fighting Wonderboy Thompson. Kevin Holland is the one that lost in a matter of maybe under a minute to Khamzat Chimaev recently, not maybe a month or two ago.
Okay.
It might have been 2 months ago. But I like Kevin Holland. It's the main event. He's minus 155.
Yep.
Tai Tuivasa, heavyweight, is fighting Sergey Pavlovich. Tai is the one that drinks when he wins. He drinks out of a shoe. He drinks a beer out of a shoe.
I know, actually, no, believe it or not, who he is.
Really?
He's a big dog.
He's a big dog. He's like plus 180 or something, and it was even higher than that, I think, a few days ago. I think Sergey beats him. If they end up on the ground, Tai's finished. But those heavyweights that have one punch knockout power, you got to be careful of. But the fight I really love on this card is Mark Diakese is fighting Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson is plus 260. Michael Johnson's been one of those guys, like you just said about what football team was it? The Chiefs. You said you don't know who you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's Michael Johnson. In the UFC, but if the Michael Johnson stud athlete shows up, I think this is a great bet, plus 260.
Just to let you know, all of these fights,
looks
like a lot of them move into the favorite. Like that one, Mark Diakese, is that his name?
Yeah, Diakese.
Moved from 220 to 320. He's plus 265 at Circa.
Yeah.
Going back to like that Sergey fight, opened up minus 160. It's minus 210.
Wow.
Holland opened up Pick'em. It was minus 160.
Yeah.
Dos Anjos. Am I saying his name
Dos
right?
Anjos.
Dos Anjos.
Yeah, former champ.
He opened up 360. He's 550. I mean.
Yeah, Brian Barberino, I'm not a fan of because he beat our buddy Jake Ellenberger towards the end of his career. If that happens in Jake's prime, Jake mops the floor with him. Just want that on the record.
Yeah.
But Brian Barberino has been winning some fights, man.
Wow.
It's definitely a live dog. Anything can happen in a fight.
I'm telling you, I can go right down this schedule.
Yeah.
Every fight I'm looking at moved tremendously, except for I have to go 8 fights down. I mean, all favorite money came in. This next fight opened up. I'm shocked by seeing this. I don't know this. Matisse Nicola, is that his guy's name?
Yeah.
Minus 235. He opened up to minus 400.
Yeah.
I think people just go to just bet early these favorites in money line parlays or something. What's going on? That seems like, you're not supposed to even move off that bet. So I'm not saying they do or don't. I'm just a hypothesis.
Yeah. Jack Hermanson is fighting Roman Delides. Roman is plus 155. Roman's a savage, man. I mean, so is Jack. That's a good fight. But again, I like two savages square up. I'll take the underdog all day.
Now you said that I know you were betting parlays with the football. Now, will you parlay this kind? Like a big dog like that, you'll parlay. You won't just take him straight?
Yeah.
The plus 260 or whatever it was?
I'm going to take him straight because of you.
Oh, no, you don't have to.
No, I'm going to change my ways.
Oh, okay.
I'm changing my ways.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to sweep.
But can I do both?
Yeah, sure.
One parlay, you're okay with that?
What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to bet straight, and then you're supposed to bet 10% of that bet on a parlay with other people. That's what they say. That's the math.
So if I bet $100 on a fighter straight, put him in a parlay
for 10.
For 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This way, no, you don't get.
I like it.
You don't go crazy.
I'm in. Okay. Well, it's another positive season for crack wins in college football this year. Talk to me about that.
The lines are tighter than ever, though. I mean, year after year, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
I mean, we beat it, but it gets harder and harder. Just
why?
I think the bookmaker has a better grasp of the line.
Every year they get better at what they do.
I think they get better.
Really?
And you have to reinvent yourself. You have to play other things. You have to play FCS games. You have to play, totals and stuff. And, it's the reason why, and in smaller market games, it's the reason why, though, I'm successful. I can go and bet those things. I don't have to bet the Notre Dames and USCs and big name
That's
teams.
Not where the money opportunities are.
Very rare do I bet those kinds of
That goes back to it's on TV. I got to bet on it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Some regular season betting stats here. I think I find this funny. Favorites went 630 and 200. So literally 75%. You say, wow, that's unbelievable. But you don't realize out of those 200 losses, there's some big dogs in there. Not big dogs, big favorites in there.
Yeah.
So you're laying money. I don't have the number here.
But you were saying, just this is your guess, that if you bet all those favorites,
you're not making any money.
Losing.
Yeah, I bet you're not making any money because of those big. So that's just a kind of a normal number.
Which is to your point of that's why you kind of stay clear of sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's because of this.
It's probably, but this is more of a college thing though. So. Rather than NFL.
Got ya.
But next stat we have here: underdogs went 429 and 399 and 13 against the spread. That's exactly why it's so tough to win. I mean, look at that.
And let me ask you, so that's a 525 winning percentage.
Yeah.
I want to say, haven't you said to be a winning player, it's 52 point? But that means you're right there.
Yes. You're on the number. 50,
so you
52.38.
Even betting on the dogs like that, you still could come out even, maybe up plus or minus.
Actually, someone like myself or someone that follows me is going to win because we're going to tell you, we're going to say, you bet this number at this price, before it moves. So we have it, but you can't give that many games out. You can't play that many games. So
that's also an interesting point. Is they're going off of this? This is off of the closing line.
Yep.
Right?
That's correct.
So that makes a huge... See, I'm learning, Bill. I'm learning, huh?
That was good.
Right? This is off the closing line. So when you're betting it, this winning percentage for you, if you were on this, is going to be higher. Way higher.
Yeah. Because we're going to get the line. We're going to move the line. How about this next
And that's the whole point of Crack Wins. That's the whole point of being a member.
Absolutely. Absolutely correct. You'll get those wins on those games where other people will get pushes or even... more importantly, losses.
Right.
So the next one's interesting. 410 overs, 414 unders.
That just shows you how spot on they are.
How good is the bookmaker?
How spot on they are. That is insane. That's almost 50-50.
It almost goes back to the first part.
And 14 pushes.
And 14 pushes. That's sick.
And there was some screwy games where the last minute field goal is what pushed it to the 414. Or you know what I mean? Like it was even. There was just some late game fumble nonsense, whatever.
For sure.
Yeah. Wow, that's nuts. So if you guys want to get in the winner's circle, download the Crack Wins app. You can just go to crackwins.com, or it's on Apple, it's on Google. College basketball, NBA are in full swing. This has been another good year for Crack Wins as we wind down.
Yep. Listen, we grind away. I'm not promising 60% returns, even though there's certain markets I have that edge. So especially now with NFL props and stuff, you can get that kind of an edge. But it's tough to be consistent, and we're consistent. Listen, I had a streak of 8 winning months in a row. It's impossible to do.
Right.
You have to have losing months. So so we battle those bumps and those hills and go back and forth, and we stay on the positive side. By the end of the quarter, by the end of the year, we've never had a losing quarter, which means we never had a losing year.
In how many years?
Well, I'll tell you, the service has been going like 3-4 years. But
right.
As
You're
far
at
as
this
me,
a long time.
Man, it's been a long time. I've had some good. I'm very blessed to have some really good years in this business. So
yeah, I know your number last year on bowl games.
Oh yeah, that's bowls are coming up. So let's go back into that. Let's go back into. So we have some big games coming up this weekend. Championship games. The Big 12, the MAC, Sun Belt. This is some fun time here for a lot of the fans, people that really love the teams, the schools, the kids. This is big for them. I don't bet a lot of the big bowl game, a lot of the big championship games. I will bet the bowl games. So you want to get in on Crack Wins for the bowl games. Last year we were 9-2 on our bowl give outs. Send outs to people, and I think I was actually 18-4 on everything I did, around town. These little half points, these There's some books that really hang extra numbers here that the public really can't get unless you're in Vegas. These are unique to Vegas. So, but anyway, crackwins.com, the Crackwins app, got a lot of good stuff. Not only the NFL player props. We'll give you a side a week. I don't like giving out a side, but the public wants a side, so I give them a side every week. And, holding my own on that. And the totals, we give out totals. First half totals have been good. And, crackwins.com, Crackwins app.
Well said. And then be sure after you sign up with Crackwins, head on over to WSN because they're just giving away money over there with some of those bonuses at the new sites. If you're a first-time player, you really can have a big advantage coming out of the gates.
You guys want to check out their app, WSN.com. You can literally hit promo codes, or you can hit the legal state. So check the state that you're in. You hit the legal states, you get the drop down, and you get to see all the bonuses in your area. They have negotiated these bonuses specifically for you guys. These are custom tailored. If you go to some of the sites, you don't get the bonuses that you get on WSN.com. So that always amazes me. You're talking big ones too. $1,000 free bet, $1,000 deposit bonus, risk-free bets, $2,000 at points bet, and in free bets. Now let's go over to the weekly articles are amazing. I still don't know how they do this. They have so many weekly articles. I mean, this is soccer. Let's not even go soccer. They're going to put six of them today. 6 soccer articles. But you can go into all different types of sports, NFL picks, predictions, the betting bonuses. It's all here for you. Of course, you could see all of our podcasts here, which is important. You want to go back and take a peek at something. Then there's the industry news. It's called the U.S. Sports Betting News section towards the bottom. Tells you what's going on and throughout the industry, the different states, how much money they're raising in taxes, which one's next. The Seminole Tribe files an appeal. So they're trying to get it in Florida. They're trying to get it in some of the other states.
It's got to happen.
Yeah, it's got to happen. Maryland launched last week mobile betting for the first time. So it's starting to go viral nationwide. There's an article here about Texas also, sports betting in Texas. Texas is giant. Houston, oh God, giant sports bettors, giant. So this will eventually catch on with all the states, but articles on the sports betting there, the state by state betting guides and the state by state bonus codes, like I said, all on WSN.com.
Before we started rolling, we always do the best podcast before we actually start the show. And you said, you know what, I'm going to talk about it on the show, but I don't remember what the topic was now. Do you remember what we were talking about? Damn it. Robert, do you remember?
Do you remember, Robert?
No one? Oh, man. You remember we were...
okay.
We were talking like, you know what, I'm going to talk about it on the show.
I got it.
He's got it, people.
So...
Crack Uncensored.
So I'm not one that believes in the psychics or... There's a girl that my mom, God bless her soul, she used to like watching her. She was a Long Island medium. I don't know her name. Blonde-haired girl.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a street guy.
Yeah.
I know what goes on.
Yeah.
I know there's
of course
detectives and people they hire and they check little things and but not to say I don't believe in anything. A guy like Harry Houdini, David Blaine.
Yeah.
I've been real close to that. I've seen David swallow a sword in front of me and we'll go down I felt the sword. Boy, I would love to get him on. He's so good.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I've met him a couple times.
I love David Blaine.
I love him. So
he's so good.
David is he blows me away. So
because he literally does crazy stuff like this close to you,
like Houdini did.
Yeah,
this is stuff that he goes and practices and stays in a block of ice or whatever he did, standing for hours at a time. I'm not saying that, but certain psychics and mediums and stuff, I'm a skeptic.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
So, Oz Perlman, I don't know if you know the name.
No.
So Oz was on America's Got Talent, comes in third, blows away the judges.
Oh wow, okay.
Blows them away.
Recently?
This is years back.
Okay.
6 years ago, something like that. Maybe more. He comes on one of the sports betting shows I do during the week, and I got to tell you, I just over a camera, he did something. Oh wow! Because now we're gonna have him on as a guest.
Okay.
But So he was just on this past week with Tom Brady of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers performing, and then he was also did a segment so good. Oh no, he said the segment was so good. Pete Carroll is even giving interviews about it. So this is what his agent just said to me. So he did something on that show that I want to see him do on this show. Listen, you're not reading me. Like if I go into an electric chair, not an electric chair. Sorry, an electric chair.
Yeah, don't do that.
Go into a what's the thing you put your thing on there? Read you the
palm reader.
You know, any of those? No. When you go in, the FBI is investigating you.
Oh, lie detector test.
I'm beating it.
Come on.
I'm beating a lie detector. Yeah,
really. I know a guy that has.
Yeah, I'm beating.
I have a guy that beat it over something silly, but he beat it.
No, I mean I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be cocky or arrogant. I'm just saying like. This guy, Gil, was it the other guy on the show?
Right.
He tells Gil he never met Gil.
Okay.
Never met Gil. He tells him to think of an athlete in any sport, past or present, and write it down.
Okay.
And he's over the camera.
Yep.
And says, "Do that." And Gil picks Dan Marley from 50 years ago.
Come on.
No, I mean, it's not like he's picking Kobe Bryant or Shaq.
Of course. Like, nobody picks Dan Marley. Come on.
He writes down Dan Marley, puts it on the thing, goes, Gil, you picked an NBA guy. And he says, but he's not playing now. He says, and you're wearing black. He's like wearing things. He goes, you picked Dan Marley.
Come on.
Gil jumped out of the chair. Gil was more skeptical than me.
Right.
Gil jumped out of the chair.
You could give someone 1,000 guesses. No one's picking Dan Marley. Come on.
I know there's something to it. I just don't know what it is.
But yeah, what could it be?
The first trick he did was get a deck of cards. Gil bought them from the gift shop. By the way, I wasn't there at the time doing this, but Gil bought the cards.
Yep.
And he says, shuffle the cards. The guy shuffles the cards, and he goes, all right, put the cards down, and where I can't see it, where the camera can't see it, and take one out that you like, and put your butt on it, sit underneath it. Gil does that and doesn't see the deck cards. He says, okay. He says, put the cards up and just riffle them once. So Gil riffles them. And by the way, he shuffled them all at the beginning.
Yeah.
Riffled them once. He goes, most gamblers pick the ace of spade. No good. You're wearing black. You're going to go middle. 8 of club. Gil pulled out the 8 of club. So let me see if he can get us.
I would love that.
Let me see if he can get us. So anyway, that's just something that.
Got to get him in here.
I
would love that. That's a fun show.
Yeah. No, I mean he'll be on camera.
On camera.
First.
Okay.
I mean he's getting big now. His last week he's on NFL Today.
Wow.
So he was on Big Show last week. So anyway, all right, guys.
That's wild. Well, this was fun. Are you back? Where are you next week? Here?
Back.
Yeah.
I'm here.
All right. Very good. Do you acknowledge that let's end the show with this. I'm just curious. It's just a simple yes or no. Do you acknowledge the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl? Have you come? Oh, come on.
No.
Come on.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
I mean, they're actually in the hunt for sure.
In the hunt, they're leading the pack. Don't look at the numbers. Look at what's going on. Come on.
These Cowboys. Wow, they're actually higher than
What are they right now?
11.5 to 1.
How are you not all over that? How are you not throwing $1,000 on that? A little bit
higher than I thought.
How are you not?
I mean, I'll tell you right now, you can't bet these other ones. The Chiefs and Buffalo 4-1. 4-1. Eagles 6-1.
What are the Jets?
San Fran 6-1. Come on, I just said San Fran's good. But you see what I mean?
What's Minnesota and what is the Jets?
Minnesota's 18-1.
Okay.
The Jets are probably still 100-1. No, 70-1. Yeah.
I think that's not worth $100 to you.
No,
really?
No.
$100? Like, what if?
No.
And they get there and you got massive hedge opportunity.
We'll go into that, the Super Bowl exact results. They have them here, but they have like I'm going to give you one and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
See, this is crazy.
This is why I'm such a sucker.
Tennessee to beat the Eagles.
Tennessee to beat the Eagles, okay.
What do you think the odds should be?
I think that Tennessee should be plus 400.
No. You're not thinking it right.
Why?
Tennessee Titans to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Oh, in the Super Bowl. Oh my God.
Sorry, in the Super Bowl.
150 to 1.
Wow, Jono.
Yeah?
170 to 1.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna say yeah. So all right. What did you say? Jets to beat
Cowboys, Jets.
Okay. It's
either way.
It might not be on here
because it's not even possible.
No, it might not even be on.
It's not even a matchup that is possible.
Well, it's going to be on here because they have Dallas to beat Cleveland, so it's got to be on here.
It's got to be 500 to 1. That's got to be.
You're probably in the right. You're probably in the right thing.
How is that not worth $100?
Well, Dallas to beat the Colts is 15. All right, Dallas to beat Cleveland is 8-1. So I'm sorry, 800 to 1.
800 to 1.
So it's got to be
less than that.
It's got to be.
It's gonna be 500 to 1.
You're probably right. I can't find it now. Well, maybe we'll tell you.
How do you not throw anything on that?
Yeah.
Nothing? $20?
No, but you could bet it. You could bet the same exact.
This is DraftKings?
I'm on DraftKings.
Do the casinos here in Vegas have this or no? You can't do this here.
I don't think so.
Circa, would they have that?
No, because it's too much.
It's too
crazy.
They
have like every single combination.
DraftKings they know so many people are online. They're just giving them crazy things to buy at $10 and it adds up. Right?
Yeah.
$10, $20 bets and they just add up. It's free money.
I mean, there's a lot of Jets Giants to beat people. I mean, it's pretty crazy. All right, so let me ask you. I'm gonna that they don't have it. I want to do a whole list. What do you? Last thing is, you've seen the Pope of Greenwich Village,
of course. Mickey Rourke,
of course.
Yeah.
So this week, I was around some guys that I just cannot believe have not seen the Pope. Like knock around guys our age.
That's crazy.
Not seen the Pope of Greenwich Village.
And Eric Roberts.
Is
fantastic in that movie.
How about the toll booth scene? The toll booth.
Classic.
They go because back then you used to tip the guy.
Right.
I'm sorry, you used to pay the guy at the toll booth.
You pay him right.
He leans across, Charlie, but Paul. He leans across Charlie, gives the guy $1. And Charlie says, "Whoa, what was that?" He goes, I got to tip the guy once in a while. The job's a sentence, man. You got to tip the guy. We made his day, Charlie.
Right.
We made his week.
Right.
And on the way back from the racetrack, they're at Monmouth Park. He comes back from the racetrack, and they lost their money. He lost his money, and we're at the toll booth. And Charlie says to Paulie, "Hey, yo, why don't you tip the guy?" He goes, "F him. What am I, Santa Claus?" Anyway, I couldn't believe guys didn't see the movie.
So good. So good.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Next time on Wise Kracks.